power.
Meet Richard Levi Ward. He is a Nazi that is running for Bangor City Council. Maybe these people don't know that he's a Nazi, or maybe they don't care. And make no mistake, we're not mincing words. He is definitely a Nazi. His qualifications include a felony assault charge, being anti-Zionist, even though his leader, Trump, supports Israel, complaining about woke, whatever that is, being Christian. Wait, really? Yes, really. He goes around town with a camcorder taking unsolicited pictures and videos of people in Bangor. Also, he pretends to support unhoused residents of Bangor, but instead of proposing solutions, he vilifies them and blames woke.
Moving on now, last weekend was Easter Sunday, which for many means having Easter egg hunts. However, a peaceful stroll through a Bangor park took an alarming turn for one family.
Bangor resident says he remembers the exact feeling of shock when he unfolded a piece of paper from inside one of those plastic eggs his son found last Sunday. A series of racially charged, false statistics aimed at promoting the idea that black people are the root cause of crime in the United States.
Where have we heard of GDL before? Oh yeah. Who are they? Just anti-Semitic losers. It sure is a mystery who placed those Easter eggs with racist propaganda that were clearly targeting impressionable children who aren't developed enough to critically think about these dumbass conspiracy theories. Huh, Richard? This is awkward. This is alleged, but one can only conclude that in the small town of Bangor, Maine, there is only one person who is specifically to the GDL and not just some MAGA dipshit. To be clear, this is not to support, defend, or condone the ongoing ethnic cleansing campaign and genocide of Palestinian people in Gaza and the West Bank at the hands of Zionist settlers and the Israeli nation-state. It is undeniably a genocide, and anyone who defends what is going on over there is nothing short of a genocidal monster. Otherwise, they are completely misinformed. However, Richard Levi Ward is unmistakably an anti-Semite.
Officials with the Bangor Police Department say they haven't received any complaints from people who saw the eggs. They say if nobody files a complaint regarding the incident, officers say the only illegal activity would be the littering of the plastic eggs.
Great job, assholes. Did you know? Richard Levi Ward also ran for city council in Portland, Maine too. Didn't work out. Maybe we can learn what his platform was like back then. Standing up to the woke progressive mob. Woke mob is a blanket term that originates from Leadbelly's classic hit single Scottsboro Boys, where 9 black teenagers were falsely accused of raping white girls. The jury consisted of white cops and business owners in the state of Alabama. It was deemed an unfair trial. In the real world, woke simply means to be aware of white supremacist structures in our society. Inside of Richard Levi Ward's head, on the other hand, it can be interpreted as the next McCarthyist rhetorical buzzword. Think of phrases like social justice warrior, welfare cheat, cultural Marxist, Bolsheviks, radical feminist, the radical left, terrorists, communists. These are abstract words that are sometimes coded language, dog whistles, to mean something else. Defending religious and medical freedom. We already established that he hates Jewish people, so his views on religious freedom is exclusive to Christian nationalism. Medical freedom? Does he support gender-affirming care? No. Banning sexualized material geared towards children from city buildings, schools, and libraries. Again, intentionally vague and inflammatory blanketed statements. This can mean anything, from comprehensive sex education, where students are equipped with important lessons about boundaries, consent, and preventing HIV and AIDS, to lessons that acknowledge the existence of trans non-binary peoples. For someone who wants to combat grooming, he sure seems invested in dismantling institutions designed to prevent grooming itself. Taking care of our homeless before accepting more. You bully our unhoused residents while never involving yourself in the actually established mutual aid groups of Bangor. That is your scooter. Instead of helping our vulnerable community members, you are an unsoliciting, provocateuring creep. Next, rejecting a strong mayor proposal. Oh, you mean questioning authority? A Nazi? Questioning authority? Restricting sex offenders from living near schools, daycares, and other places children gather. Start with your leader. Yes, Bill Clinton too. Not sure why people think the pervert who signed NAFTA and IRIARA is somehow a socialist. Trump-appointed politician, Sigal Chattah, let this pedophile go back to Israel with no accountability. Reality check. Richard doesn't care about protecting kids or stopping sex offenders, property rights, yet no signs of human rights on his campaign board. Next, ending the toxic divisiveness in city government. Yeah, so how's a Nazi gonna do that? Coercively. Everyone has to align with Richard Levi Ward's myopic worldview if he gets elected in Bangor. Right now, Richard is running on the slogan of free speech. Free speech for his own bullshit.
People need to wake up and realize Zionism is Judaism. Judaism is communism, and it's a religion of sickness and evil. Do I feel bad about October 7th? Not one bit.
Is this jackass for real? Zionism is a nationalist movement. It's socialist guy. David Ben-Gurion wasn't principally Marxist. He cared more about nation building than communism. Richard, your Nazi ass has more in common with Zionists than you probably realize. Look up Havara Agreement. Zionism is a political ideology based on nationalist interests. Judaism is a spiritual diaspora with members across the entire world with different cultural backgrounds across all class lines. That's the truth. But it's too complicated for your dumb Nazi brain.
The Jews have been killing kids for decades and have enslaved the world with their demonic actions. If the people really came together, we could be a world free from Jewish control.
Besides the fact that it is hateful, bloody, and downright cruel, the problem with anti-Semitism is that it is a common distraction cooked up by white supremacists to obfuscate working-class people from being able to properly identify the root of actual systemic issues. Most billionaires are union-busting monsters who routinely lobby politicians that promise to screw the working class in favor of profitability. So by spreading these commonly debunked myths, Richard is actually doing the ruling class a favor. It's too bad that his secret account casts doubt on a political candidate that prides his platform on working class values. Oh yeah, Richard has a lot of secret accounts online. When Richard wants to be a sneaky Nazi, he posts on these accounts to avoid scrutiny due to his already negative reputation. This creep is definitely someone you don't want in your government. This is not a coincidence. Bangor has a Nazi running for city council. But before you go, there is one last major point I want you to take away from all of this. Besides obviously not voting for Richard, it is important to keep tabs on this loser. Nazis like Richard are not shy about their hatred of Antifa. I am not the sole person who discovered all of this information. The information presented to you were from a broad, decentralized community of people who not only recognize the dangers of fascism, but also want to keep fascism out of their community. So if you see this gooner around town starting trouble or harassing people, you are now equipped with this knowledge and can make an informed decision on how to act based on the broader consensus of the community of Bangor. And if Richard ever leaves Bangor, like he did with Portland, other communities will now be equipped with this knowledge as well. Please use it to your advantage. And now, FAQ. Aren't the Nazis socialist? The Nazis weeded all socialists during Night of the Long Knives. Nazis are nationalist. Otherwise, Hitler wouldn't have union busted. Antifa are the real fascists. Antifa means anti-fascists, so no. Well, I'm anti-Antifa. Two negatives equal a positive, so you're a fascist. RLW was just speaking the truth. Richard proposed no solutions to problems which Bangor residents experience. He is by definition from away.